At least your mother tipped well.
On May 2nd, 2011, SEAL Team 6 raided Osama bin Laden's compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. In the aftermath, intelligence operatives recovered a trove of digital and physical materials. Among the more unexpected discoveries were the contents of bin Laden's media library. There were cat videos, a copy of Final Fantasy VII, as well as Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Base under attack.
Another curious item he had was an unofficial GameSpot strategy guide for Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun, a 1999 real-time strategy game. Here it is, hosted on CIA.gov.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Real-time strategy used to be a popular genre of video games back in the 90s, but these days it ain't feeling so good. Part of the problem is that it's actually kind of hard to explain what an RTS even is. It's a training machine for the mind. No, it's not. It's basically like this. 50% of the RTS experience is about making strategic decisions, building your base, managing resources, and planning your army. The other 50% is about reacting to events in real time, and that immediacy gives RTS games a kind of intensity and excitement usually found in action games. Back in the day, there were two titans of real-time strategy. That's Blizzard, the creators of Warcraft and StarCraft. And that's Westwood, the studio that is no longer with us today. Westwood's approach to RTS design was about hybridizing a strategy game with full motion video, and thus the formula was a little different. A Westwood RTS has the strategy, and it has the intensity, and it's also a full motion movie with real actors. The most well-known of their franchises is the Command & Conquer series. In 1995, a meteor struck near the Tiber River in Italy, carrying with it a mysterious alien substance that scientists later named Tiberium. The green crystals absorb valuable minerals from the soil, concentrating them within their structure. Easy to harvest and rich in rare elements, Tiberium quickly became the foundation of a new industrial revolution. An ancient secret society known as the Brotherhood of Nod, led by the enigmatic Cain, was the first to grasp the true potential of Tiberium. In order to combat the terrorist cult, the UN forms a NATO-like organization called the Global Defense Initiative, or the GDI. The two factions battle one another across the globe in what becomes known as the First Tiberium War. The conflict culminates when GDI uses an orbital laser to destroy the Temple of Nod in Sarajevo, effectively decapitating the Brotherhood. But all that is ancient history now. Toxic to humans and animals, Tiberium kept devouring the Earth. Today is September the 2nd, 2030. The Philadelphia station, the command center of the Global Defense Initiative, in orbit. 35 years after the events of the first game, the GDI still fights a lingering war against the fractured remnants of the Nod cult. At the helm is General Solomon, portrayed by James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader.
Punch up the main screen.
We have a problem. Cain, the ancient leader of the Brotherhood, is back from the dead. Talking in badass one-liners, he seemingly hasn't aged a day. General Solomon isn't afraid of a ghost from the past, but perhaps he should be.
Signal, sir. He's in the southwest.
The cult is rallying again. Situation unstable. Action is required, and the general knows just the man for the job.
Get me McNeil.
Recon.
Chandra, you son of a bitch.
Michael McNeil is the protagonist of the GDI campaign. The flying ship is the Kodiak, a mobile command center that never joins the battles directly. I need to get you folks into the right mindset to really enjoy this game. Pretend it's 1999. The Tiberian Sun website takes 14 minutes to load. For the first time in your life, you are hyped for a video game release. And it's finally here.
The game's afoot.
Let's go. But before we do, I want to take a moment to thank this video sponsor, Boot.dev, an actual training machine for the mind. Programmers have amazing earning potential. According to Stack Overflow, the median salary for backend developers in the US in 2024 was over $100,000. Master backend web development from start to finish in Python, JavaScript, SQL, or C. Boot.dev will teach you how to code by cleverly using RPG-style gamification to trick your brain into learning useful skills. Dopamine-driven development. Make the number go up. But learning how to code is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Boot.dev's curriculum goes in-depth on both the theory and the practice. It's sophisticated and takes months to fully master. Go to boot.dev and try out the courses for free, and then use the code Warlockracy to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. That's boot.dev.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
The Kodiak assumes command of GDI forces under siege, and seamlessly transitioning from the cutscene, drop pods slam into the battlefield, instantly taking out a Nod cyborg.
Reinforcements have arrived.
The game's core resource is Tiberium, the green crystals. There is also a rare, more valuable blue version. To harvest Tiberium, you build a refinery, which also includes one harvester. A reasonable opening move in most missions is to build a second and maybe a third refinery for additional harvesters. The machines will get attacked by enemies, and you'll have to protect them. It does get a little more complex later on, but that's the basic loop.
Mission accomplished.
Despite its defeat in the First Tiberium War, Nod proved remarkably resilient, drawing support from the disaffected, the marginalized, and the impoverished. Tiberium could bring a post-scarcity society, so why are we still living like this? Wherever there is oppression, Nod is there, not with empty promises of propaganda, but with divination. This is exactly what this show is going to be once we are making enough YouTube bucks.
Good evening. By permission of General Hassan himself, it is with great honor that we bring you the following live execution. One vision, one purpose. Exana?
One vision, one purpose, Maycheck.
They are about to execute Anton Slavik, the leader of the Black Hand of Cain.
If everything goes as planned, our traitor should remain fully conscious to the painful end.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
General Hassan has joined us.
One vision, one purpose.
The technology of peace.
Be seated.
This is General Hassan, our arch-nemesis in the first Nod missions. In cutscenes, Nod soldiers are almost always portrayed as crowds, faceless, uniform, fanatical. But some of them answer to a power greater than the infidel Hassan. Oksana Christos, agent of the Black Hand.
Dead and back, Commander.
She takes Commander Slavik back to the Montauk, our ride, the Nod equivalent to the Kodiak. The Brotherhood command vehicle is subterranean. It has to be. GDI have weapons in orbit.
Sir, it's an honor to have you back.
Traitor.
Something tells me that the story of Anton Slavik will be very different from McNeil's.
Cabal, situation?
A division of Hassan's elite guard.
You are hearing the voice of Cabal, computer-assisted biologically augmented life form, an ally of the Brotherhood.
Define favorable outcome, Cabal.
They all die.
That'll do.
We are also getting that once we make enough YouTube bucks.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
The first Nod mission introduces the basic subterranean unit, an APC. This kind of tech is a recurring theme for the Brotherhood, always hitting the enemy from behind. Thank the Prophet, the AI doesn't know how to use these units properly yet. Meanwhile, on the Philadelphia...
I have trouble.
Just tell me Slavik is dead.
Traitor Hassan is working for the GDI. He betrayed the technology of peace. He betrayed Kane. James Solomon was the player character in the original Command & Conquer, but he has a lot more personality in this, and he is not above hitting people from behind either.
Then, cover it up and kill him before the truth comes out. And Hassan, if he gains more power, you will become useless to us. And useless things have a way of disappearing.
Now be quiet, Hassan. Today's execution is on.
The result being GDI forces retreating further and losing valuable ground. In a related story, we were all saddened to learn that our colleague, Oksana Christos, was killed in a tunnel collapse near her home.
I hear you're dead, Lieutenant. Rest in peace.
Tiberian Sun was made in an era when television was still the dominant information medium. Control the media, control the mind. Oksana suggests we pay a visit to her old colleague. The Montauk is going to Benghazi.
Capture the TV station, and those once loyal to Kane's technology of peace will return to the fold. And as for Hassan's pathetic guards, crush them.
This thing is an MCV, Mobile Construction Vehicle. Once deployed, we can begin constructing a base.
Build it.
The early game strategy centers around basic, effective infantry, riflemen, and rocket troops. And as soon as we capture the TV studio, some of Hassan's cyborgs switch to our side.
Head of GDI forces, General Solomon, is said to have become mentally unstable.
In other news, General Hassan's weak and impotent rule was overthrown today when forces within the Brotherhood...
Now the infidel must fall.
The infidel Hassan has been tracked to this region of Cairo. Build a base and remove the usurper.
Your wish is my command, Cabal. Hassan, sensing the tide turning, attempts to flee in an aircraft. But it's too late. He is caught by the Black Hand.
We are whole again!
These are the final days of the Age of Men and the final moments of Hassan's life. The Prophet has returned.
Kane lives!
So who is Kane? There is a common belief among many loyalists that Cain is none other than the biblical Cain, the first son of Adam and Eve. If one were to take these statements at face value, it would make Cain many thousands of years old. Back to GDI. This mission introduces the serious iconic Grenadier unit. Here it's called the Disc Thrower. They are quite a bit more powerful than riflemen, but they come with a flaw. Sometimes when a Disc Thrower dies, nothing happens, and sometimes they violently explode with horrible consequences for your infantry blob. We are near Sarajevo, what used to be Bosnia. The location of the Temple of Nod, destroyed in the First War. Beneath the temple, there is something GDI are yet to discover, something they must not get their hands on.
New construction options.
In the corner of the map, we find an old Nod base, represented by Command & Conquer 1 sprites. Just look how stupidly huge infantry is in this. A cyborg is almost as tall as a construction yard, and that has a crane.
Encoded database downloading.
The Montauk is about to enter an underground hangar below the Sarajevo temple. Inside, there is a flying warship, as well as a priceless artifact called the Tacitus. Its Tiberium secrets can make or break empires.
There's no warship here.
It's gone.
Incoming emergency message.
Slavik, are you getting this?
Vega the drug addict, another one of Kane's generals, has stolen the ship. He is currently joyriding it to the Western Hemisphere.
Mayday! Mayday!
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Vega's lucky. He'll die in the crash.
Forward scout reporting in north of Sector 9. No sign of Vega and his men, but they've found something.
He who controls the Tacitus controls the future. The two commanders are racing to the crash site.
The alien craft is located in this region. Find it.
We are provided a small task force to infiltrate the crash site and recover the Tacitus. This is a no-base mission. You have a fixed number of units. Lose too many of them and you'll have to restart the whole thing. Someone in my comments called these micro-missions since they supposedly emphasize careful unit control, but that's a bit misleading. In early Westwood titles, most units had extremely limited vision ranges, and many could fire much farther than they could see. It's a very strange idiosyncrasy that kind of ruins the no-base missions. You don't really micro, you push blindly into the fog of war and then reload if things went badly. For reasons never explained, Westwood seems almost philosophically opposed to the idea of letting players see what's happening. Blizzard, by contrast, always understood the importance of vision.
Kane's vision is at hand.
In the GDI campaign, the vessels seem to have crashed in a different location. I believe the campaigns are supposed to run in parallel, but sometimes they do contradict one another. In this mission, we finally get to use Titans and Wolverines, our battle walkers. A Wolverine is a GDI equivalent of a light recon vehicle, like a slower bipedal Humvee. Titans are walking main battle tanks. Every problem in this game can be solved by throwing enough Titans at it. McNeil is exploring the mysterious alien ship. Who or what are the Screen? What do they look like? What is their connection to Tiberium? Meet our newest crew member. And also, where did his helmet go? The woman's name is Umagon. Eventually she'll become McNeil's exotic love interest, but it will take them a while to warm up to each other.
Mutants.
Oksana is disgusted. Despite the Brotherhood's progressive rhetoric, the Black Hand will kill every mutant they come across. The mutant faction is called the Forgotten. The Brotherhood has their leader, Tratos, not to be confused with Tacitus, held in a medical prison. That's our next stop.
But try to be subtle. If we're detected, he's as good as dead.
Probable objective is rescue of mutant prisoners.
Now this is a true micro-mission. A handful of elite units navigating a hostile map.
What do you want?
Umagon is a sniper who can one-shot infantry. Ghost Stalker is your heavy hitter with a railgun that tears through armor. A mutant hijacker can steal enemy vehicles. And soon a fourth member joins the party, a Tiberian fiend, a mutated beast that follows Umagon and attacks by spitting crystal shards. The classic Westwood vision problem is still here, but at least this time the game clearly marks your objective. The team navigates a maze of canyons, rescues the mutant leader, and then they evacuate on a GDI transport.
What do you want?
Mutants are basically humans, but with Tiberium bits stuck to their faces.
As long as he lives long enough to tell us where Vega is, I'll be happy.
Do you love nothing?
I love to win.
Kane has the Tacitus.
So what exactly is Tacitus? Why is everyone so obsessed with it? The short answer is that it's an alien encyclopedia. The long answer is found on the CNC wiki. We had developed two completely different origins for the Tacitus. One was centered around the Tacitus being a soul prison for the leader of the Martian force that fought against the Screen, and the other was centered around the Screen rebels stealing the Bible of the Screen, which may or may not have been written by them in the first place.
According to Tratos,
General Solomon wants us to do an optional mission to make the assault on Vega's base easier.
Establishing battlefield control.
But what could be easier? 3 blue Tiberium fields next to the base and an unlimited quantity of green Tiberium a short distance away. This will be a cakewalk.
Construction options. Unit lost.
Turns out Vega is the only Nod commander who can make competent use of subterranean vehicles. Both sides have a lot of new toys to play with. Here is a GDI GDI Amphibious APC. Does exactly what it says. The game features no navy otherwise. A jetpack trooper, a flying machine gunner that costs 5 times as much as a rifleman and is strangely very slow. A mobile sensor that, once deployed, allows us to detect hidden units.
Subterranean unit detected.
Speak of the devil. This is a Nod second-generation flame tank, appropriately called Devil's Tongue. It can burrow underground, a terrible creation of the sick mind of Cabal. There are many ways to crack open the HQ of General Vega. We could stage a surgical strike, use amphibious transport to sneak in engineers, capture the power plants, disable the SAM sites, and let our orcas do the heavy lifting. Or we can ignore all that and just build a blob of titans and brute force our way through. This is significantly faster and easier.
Kane, I need reinforcements. You must send help.
Vega should learn from McNeil. He could teach him lessons Vega would carry with him for the rest of his life. Which is 7 minutes. McNeil attempts to interrogate the general about the UFO attack. Vega reveals the truth. Kane didn't steal the ship. He built it. Who or what is Kane? Perhaps the Brotherhood has the answers.
The mutant female may be trying to reach the underground railway system located in New Detroit.
The Black Hand is tasked with capturing the mutant leader, Umagon.
Unit ready.
We begin with a taste of firepower. Nod rolls out one of its finest assets, artillery. Imagine a siege tank from StarCraft with double the range. We'll rely on it heavily in the battles ahead. But for now, it's still all about infantry. After navigating a web of train tracks in the ruins of post-apocalyptic North America, we eventually intercept the train and capture the fugitive mutant.
Mission accomplished.
Sickening specimen.
Strong nonetheless.
The divination is the Brotherhood's ideological and technological process of adapting humanity to the Tiberian world.
You have gained much from the technology of peace, mutant. Why betray your Brotherhood?
Divination is a lie.
But despite all the divination talk, Nod has no respect for the actually existing mutants. This is not a real Tiberiumism.
Terminate the bitch.
Wait.
Resourceful Umagon tricks her captors and escapes.
Wait. The tracking device has been activated.
Kane has a plan. We will launch a false flag attack to turn the mutants against the GDI.
Construction complete.
The Forgotten are a genuine third army in Tiberian Sun, and they have all sorts of fun, crazy technology, unfortunately unusable by the player. Civilian vehicles with machine guns, trailer trucks with missile launchers, domesticated Tiberium fiends. Some of the obsolete technology from the previous game makes a return, like the iconic Mammoth tank.
Unit ready.
Looks like the GDI fascists wiped out peaceful mutants without provocation.
Mission accomplished.
GDI takes no responsibility for the attack that occurred earlier today.
The more GDI denies, the guiltier they look.
But we have another problem. Supposedly the GDI have developed a serum that can reverse the effects of divination. Kane hates the idea of this, so we're gonna kill a bunch of people about it.
Use the Cyborg Commando and his team.
All Cyborg Commando levels are great. A super soldier with regenerating health, fast-firing BFG from Doom as a weapon, and badass voice lines. He's like an FPS game protagonist.
Meteor storm approaching.
A meteor storm ain't gonna stop the Cyborg Commando. The AI-controlled cargo trucks unload the mysterious something into the missile silo. I like where this is going. A multi-missile. Let's try it out.
Select target.
Wait, that's it? We only get one missile? Back to the time-tested tactic of an infantry blob, this time supported by artillery. Unfortunately, this was an elaborate trap to capture Slavic and Oksana and seize the Montauk.
I should have known this would be a trap.
I would have. Tell me, Slavic, did your all-knowing God mention that you would die today?
Now that I think about it, this was all Kane's idea. Kane getting out-psyoped by McNeil and Solomon. What else is new?
The name is McNeil when they ask who beat you.
Just yesterday, I was on top of the world.
The C4 in this device will detonate in 5 seconds.
What did he say his name was? McNeil?
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Nod Spec Ops infiltrate a GDI base in a civilian truck. Slavic joins us as a playable unit. This no-base mission is very generous with reinforcements, even though they are barely needed. The Cyborg Commando alone can kill everything on the map, including the 2 fully operational GDI bases. When he takes damage, just park him in a Tiberium field for regeneration.
Direct me.
And that's Oksana, also a playable unit. It's never explained how they get the Montauk back, but they do.
McNeil will pay.
Our scientists have perfected the next generation of Tiberium.
Kane has a new hype idea: Tiberium missiles.
Construction complete.
More toys to play with. This is the iconic stealth tank, an updated design. In single player, it's something of a gimmick. It decloaks when attacking or when driving next to base defenses. This is the Obelisk of Light, a powerful defensive structure. And here is one of the most Nod things of all time, an area of effect permanent stealth generator. Invisible bases. That's the next level of annoying. Once we built a Tiberium waste facility, the Brotherhood will start sending us waste trucks from off-map. Fully loading the facility with waste enables a chemical missile strike.
Unit ready.
We do get humbled a little by the GDI Orca bombers, which wreck infantry, but luckily they only have like 2 or 3 of them. By the time the missile comes online, the GDI base is rubble. Let's try it out anyway.
Select target.
That'll do.
We must destroy GDI's new weapon.
Cabal directs us to blow up the prototype of the Mammoth Mark II, the advanced replacement for the aged Mammoth tank. It's armed with a railgun, a missile launcher, and, in the cutscenes, with autocannons, but in-game it doesn't have them. Kane wants us to deal with it using Banshees, which honestly isn't a bad call. They're fast, precise single-target bombers.
Secondary objective achieved.
Taking down the Mammoth is surprisingly easy. This whole mission feels like sandbox mode. GDI barely puts up a fight. They send 5 infantry dudes at a time. The fact that Bin Laden required a guide for this makes me question the strategic vision of Al-Qaeda.
Cabal, analyze Hammerfest integrity.
The key GDI installation in Norway is protected by something called the Firestorm Defense Barrier. It is impenetrable. Or is it? Slavic has a devious plan to get back at McNeil. We are going to capture his younger brother and brainwash him into opening the gates of Hammerfest.
Stealth is key.
To do this, we have to sneak into the GDI base without being detected. If we are spotted, McNeil bolts. So you blow a hole in the wall using the one rocket trooper the game gives you, then you capture the base to disguise yourself as GDI, inject McNeil with a brainwashing toxin, and evacuate him off-map.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Sorry to interrupt your patrol, soldier.
I'm not gonna talk.
McNeil Jr. resists at first, but quickly surrenders once he learns that we have state-mandated girlfriends in the Brotherhood.
Should've gotten captured a long time ago.
While this plotline is cooking, we go back to GDI, who have some new toys for us to play with. Mission objective is to recapture the Hammerfest base in Norway. The MLRS unit can hover over water. Hover MLRS, that's the name. Another feature of this thing is that it can fire over some obstacles, but not others. It's inconsistent.
Building captured.
The Firestorm defense generator creates an impenetrable force field. The downside is that the generator and the wall sections are very expensive and annoying to build, and the force field doesn't help against subterranean units. It consumes a vast amount of power, so you only turn it on when it's required, which is never. Anyway, guess what happens next? Yes, a Titan swarm. I found a bug that lets you stack unlimited Titans on a single tile, but this only works on a repair pad, so it's not exactly game-breaking.
I think you better see this, sir.
Kane is just like on hold in the corner of the room.
I'm something of a tank enthusiast, and the sonic tank will make an excellent addition to my collection.
There is this little side plot about Nod stealing the GDI sonic tank technology. This probably doesn't mean much to most people, but if you were playing this game in the late 90s like God intended, the moment you hear Kane say sonic tank, you're like, what? Sonic tanks were the elite units of House Atreides in Westwood's Dune 2, one of the first real-time strategy games ever, and I guess now we got them in Command & Conquer. From now on, every mission will introduce some sort of an extraordinary technology.
If there really is a Tacitus, Kane has it.
We'll lose. I hate to lose. Evasive maneuvers, manual override.
These are the Brotherhood Banshees. The Kodiak will survive this. It's not its time yet. The plot is about to get properly deranged.
The first missiles landed here.
This comes completely out of nowhere. Kane enacts an unlimited genocide on the First World by bombarding Europe with Tiberium missiles.
No one has ever seen anything like it. It's Armageddon.
Going by the map, the effect seems catastrophic. The game is remarkably nonchalant about this. The cutscene dedicates maybe 6 seconds to explaining what happened, and the Nod campaign makes no mention of this at all. If you get distracted for a moment, you might completely miss that the continent of Europe is mostly uninhabitable now.
Unit ready.
The GDI disruptors, or sonic tanks, are what will finally make our Titan formations obsolete. They have plenty of HP, reasonable-ish attack range, and the disruptor beam damages everything on its path, except for other disruptors, and I love the sound of it firing. The Brotherhood are putting their stealth generators to good use. I had to manually target the areas on the ground where I thought hostile buildings were.
Unit ready.
Stratos the Mutant reveals that Kane is using the technology of the Tacitus to change the nature of a man, to convert humanity to Tiberium-based life. Divination.
The Tacitus explains how it is to be done.
Interesting lore fact is that Kane himself doesn't know how to read the Tacitus. Didn't know until the mutant leader taught him.
I have betrayed the world.
Sir, I think I know what Kane is up to.
God damn it, Mac.
In a fun bit of characterization, General Solomon is a Tacitus denier. Doesn't buy into the hype. The team is back together. Umagon, Ghost Stalker, and Mutant Hijacker, who gets to drive around in an iconic mammoth tank. Just like the old days.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Once we detect a suspicious-looking emptiness, the command drops an MCV. This is the first mission where we get to control the big boy. Mammoth Mark II is powerful but slow, so the game introduces a new support unit, the Carryall. It's a flying transport that can airlift any vehicle, including the Mammoth Walker. Very handy. And this was when I discovered that you can't repair the old-style mammoths. Maybe it's because this one was carjacked. In many ways, this mission feels like a technological step backwards. We don't get the sonic tanks, so I had to fall back on the classic solution. Gets the job done. The ship is grounded by an ion storm.
All external systems are blind, sir. The ship's status is non-operational until the ion storm passes.
In the storm. Not now.
Meanwhile, in Cairo. So he is not completely without scars.
I've already won the fight.
Kane's master plan is a Tiberium super missile capable of transforming the entire planet into a Tiberium-based ecosystem, a virgin paradise. If Earth becomes a Tiberium world, GDI will have no choice but to acknowledge the legitimacy of Nod's vision and adapt to coexist with the new environment. Kane argues that Umagon should be grateful to Nod. After all, there is no place for mutants like her in GDI's human-centric future.
And let's send a little welcoming party for her friends.
What is that? We better get hot right now!
Normally, the Kodiak survives by staying as far away as possible from the fighting, but we no longer have that luxury.
New construction options.
The map features the Kodiak as a stationary object. Functionally, it's a building we must protect. A permanent ion storm disables all flying and hovering units. I tried deploying an Orca to deal with enemy artillery, but it's grounded. Even the jump jet infantry can't lift off. Thankfully, sonic tanks operate just fine. This is the end game now. The next missions are the final ones.
We suggest that the Brotherhood should not suffer the indignations of the past. In order to prevent history from repeating itself, you must steal the firing codes for GDI's ion cannon.
Over here.
This is an optional mission, the second to last, and one of the easiest in the game. Our objective is to infiltrate 3 GDI communication centers. Doing so will grant us control of their superweapon, the ion cannon, in the final mission.
Kane's vision is at hand.
The plan is this. The GDI orbital station Philadelphia has the capability to shoot down Kane's super missile, the one that will carry humanity into the future. To prevent that from happening, the Brotherhood provides us with 3 anti-satellite ICBM launchers. Our task is to escort them to key positions on the map before the countdown ends.
Do not mar the Brotherhood's name any further.
McNeil Jr. takes care of the firestorm wall.
Perimeter deactivated. Commence attack.
Building the Temple of Nod unlocks the Cyborg Commando. The Cyborg and the GDI Mammoth Walker are roughly an even match.
Unit lost.
Most of the game is set in the scorched wastelands, but these final missions take place in relatively untouched terrain. For a brief moment, it stops feeling like a post-apocalypse. It almost feels hopeful.
Select target.
Once the final launcher reaches its target site, the game is over. For GDI, anyway.
Primary objective achieved.
Peaceful, isn't it?
Mockery. I love to win.
Good welcome, citizens.
Kane goes live. He delivers a broadcast to all humanity, announcing the launch of the missile and the beginning of a new era. But since the writers never coherently explained what divination or the technology of peace actually are, Kane just sort of riffs. It's a vague messianic improv. But that's Kane though. That's what he does. The world-altering missile is designed to reshape the Earth itself at the atomic level, transforming all carbon-based life into Tiberium-based organisms.
The end is is the beginning.
When I watched this as a kid, I thought Kane got vaporized by the missile exhaust. But no, Kane disappears into the light, having ascended. Ascension is a core belief of the Brotherhood, that through Kane's vision, humanity would evolve into something greater. I didn't realize it was supposed to be literal. Weird, and also not canon. Back to the Kodiak.
Distress call coming in, sir. Source, outside Cairo.
Boosted.
This is Ghost Stalker, the railgun commando. He found the missile that will destroy the world, and he found Umagon.
Ava, green light all forces. Set coordinates for Cairo.
We need a larger attack force, more time to plan. If Kane's back is to the wall, he could unleash the Tiberium effect all over the world. I will not authorize it.
Terminate communication. The Kodiak is going to Cairo.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Despite the earlier objections, Solomon sends his drop pod troops to help us. The final GDI mission is the only instance when Tiberian Sun truly comes together, as if everything leading up to it was a rehearsal. The end is the beginning. The objective is to destroy the missile launchers targeting the Philadelphia. The easiest way to take care of the first launcher is by microing a squadron of Orca bombers.
Timer stopped.
The second launcher is taken out by a combined blob of Titans and Sonic tanks. The third by dropping a Mammoth Mark II on top of it via a carryall.
Timer stopped.
If we destroy the Brotherhood base to the west, we can liberate 3 Mammoth Mark Is. A nice touch.
Subterranean unit detected.
The Brotherhood counters with a subterranean APC full of engineers. A classic dirty trick. We build a mobile sensor to prevent these sorts of surprises. I send an Orca to distract the SAM batteries while the carryall drops a Mammoth Walker to the little island where the pyramid is located. I love to win.
Let her go!
Still giving orders, Commander.
Kill him! Forget about me!
Both of them have a clear shot at each other.
I have the Tacitus. I am invincible.
Kane is obsessed with the Tacitus, shouting about its secrets and about the next step in our evolution as a species. He seems to be really invested in this. I don't think he's a space alien.
Tiberian Sun has risen!
It is with great honor we bring you the following live execution.
Not in my world!
The spike must be a Tiberium crystal piece. Remember the subplot about the anti-divination serum? They are about to inject Umagon with it.
Will it work? Right? Might also kill her.
Strangely, in the Nod campaign, she outright says that the serum is fake.
There's no antidote for Tiberium. Divination is death for the weak.
It feels like the campaigns take place in parallel universes with slightly different rules.
I love to win.
McNeil gets the girl in the end. Until we are called upon once again. I like this final shot so much, I don't want to say this, but I must. This story will be completely retconned in the game's own expansion. Slavik is the only character who will be making a return. Well, and Cabal. But you can argue they are the best characters anyway.
Define favorable outcome, Cabal.
They all die.
That'll do.
So, what did Bin Laden see in Tiberian Sun? Perhaps he saw the future of real-time strategy, a genre in permanent decline. The root of the problem is that we never got an RTS Todd Howard. We never got an RTS for normies. Blizzard's Warcrafts and Starcrafts are enthusiast games. People who grew up with this kind of media sometimes don't realize just how weird it is to outsiders. There are too many layers of incomprehensible nerd stuff. Why is everyone both a wizard and a robot? But in Tiberian Sun, the units just make sense. Big mech, big gun, a subterranean APC, an amphibious APC, artillery, jetpack infantry. Everything does what you expect it to. It just works. Another reason RTS never went mainstream might be because of the industry decision to focus on competitive multiplayer. The problem is that multiplayer changes the gameplay formula. What was 50% strategy and 50% mouse clicking becomes 90% mouse clicking and only 10% strategery. Don't get me wrong, personally, I love it. I used to pay for GOM TV subscription and use their proprietary media player to watch StarCraft matches, but this is not for everybody. In fact, it's almost for nobody. Few seem to be inspired by the athleticism of clicking mouse super fast. Now, I'm not gonna commit to a view that Westwood does story better than Blizzard. This would be a very questionable and unscientific claim, but it appears that their intention with the cinematics was to push the narrative front and center, and I like that. A hypothetical normie RTS would probably be designed like this. In 2020, EA released a remaster of the first two Command & Conquer games, and it's fantastic, maybe the best remaster I've ever seen. It made good numbers, but not good enough to impress EA. RTSs might never make a comeback. Or maybe they will. I don't know. I am not Kane. I cannot see the future. But when they were alive, it was super real. See you in a few weeks.
We suggest that the Brotherhood should not suffer the indignations of the past. In order to prevent history from repeating itself, you must steal the firing codes for GDI's ion cannon.
Get me McNeil.
Chandra, you son of a bitch.
Good evening. By permission of General Hassan himself, it is with great honor that we bring you the following live execution. One vision, one purpose. Exana?
One vision, one purpose, Maycheck.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
If everything goes as planned, our traitor should remain fully conscious to the painful end.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Sir, it's an honor to have you back.
Then, cover it up and kill him before the truth comes out.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Mayday! Mayday!
As long as he lives long enough to tell us where Vega is, I'll be happy.
Do you love nothing?
I love to win.
I obey.
Direct me immediately.
If Vega's lucky, he'll die in the crash.
The name is McNeil when they ask who beat you.
The C4 in this device will detonate in 5 seconds.
I'm something of a tank enthusiast, and the sonic tank will make an excellent addition to my collection. Oh.
Kane has it.
We'll lose. I hate to lose.
Do not mar the Brotherhood's name any further.
The game's afoot.
Let's kick some ass.